I have no business eating that entire fucking cake. I'm such a slut. Hi there. Welcome to... No, that's terrible. Hi there. Welcome to The Drama with Dana Davis. Me. Everything amazing. Today we're going to cover the Trying to Reboot pilot episode with random commentary provided by moi, the introduction of the main characters and their powers, and of course, what I think about them, and finally, a short and sweet summary of the most important things learned here today. Let's get into it! Also, sorry about my glasses. I'm blind, and right now I don't have contacts, so deal with me, please. Be my friends. Do you think I'm pretty? That's fine. People ain't shit. First off, I just want to say I am of triracial descent, so I'm loving to see that there is a multiracial character within my favorite television show that I've always loved. Moving on, we start off with the current and cute family dynamic between her sister and her mom. So it starts off with two sisters, the third one is missing, who knows what happened to her. The girls leave and one of the girls goes to a college party, the other goes to her girlfriend's house and texts her, get naked. But shortly after, mom senses danger afoot. There's mom, and she's just like, nah, I don't with birds. So she sends out a text message to her daughters reading, get y'all ass home, it's an emergency.
Hey, I have to go, something is wrong.
But this part, it messes with me on so many different levels, because if I'm in bed, with my partner, such as Mel was, and it's the middle of the night, and I get this emergency text message telling me, oh God, I'm in danger, please come get me, help me, save me. But, what happens if I just slept through it? I mean, that's a really awkward conversation that I'm going to have with my friends later the next day. Hey guys, slept through my alarm this morning. Now my mama did. Thank God Mel was on it and she was just like, you naked, you look good, but I'm out. Mom decides that she needs to cast a spell to do something about the sudden bird infestation, which was surprisingly effective.
And Reboot.
Hear this! I have 3!
So she was all, I have 3. And the birds were all, oh, for real? On God, we thought it was just 2. It's our bad, that's on us. So we out. Oh, they were out the window. The fog too, just back all the way the out. Mama was not playing. Mel knew to stop at the frat house to get Maggie because she knew Maggie and
What are you doing here?
You obviously got the messages. You check your phone every 5 seconds.
Why is it so cold?
So I know it was cold, but Mom looks a little too chilly. And I'm confused because right when they walked in, Mom was alive, birds are flying out. So my theory is that maybe these 2 birds that flew out over Mel and Maggie's heads, perhaps they just circled back, because the mom earlier, she cast a spell to do something about the bird infestation. And then they left. They were like, you know what, our bad, we f***ed up. And they were honest, so they circled back and they said, nah, you know what, everything was cool. We was about to leave, do the right thing, because you was like, I have 3. But I just saw downstairs that it was only 2 girls that came through the door. You was lying. You was lying. We coming back, see? And just for that, there goes Mom, out the window, cold as hell, on the pavement. She just ended her own life. Can you imagine if these 2 birds just circle back, fly down to the ground and observe her lifeless body? And one of the birds is just like, all that yelling, all that lying, look at you now. Is it just me or did she get blue fast as hell? Looking like she was chilling at the pool with Jack and them. It's real. It's real. So Q Macy's first appearance with her boyfriend, and it doesn't read. It just doesn't read. The chemistry, just off the bat, was just like, no.
You sure I'm not leaning on you too much?
Nah, keep leaning. I like leaning.
Keep leaning. I like leaning.
I like leaning? Girl, I love leaning. All I do is lean on perp. It don't matter what kind of lean it is. Lean with all the leans. I love leaning. It's never gonna read. It doesn't read. I don't understand. Over it. The plot thickens, of course, as Macy stops and stares at the Vera house, the house of her two sisters, and it's like you can just read it on her face. What is this mysterious house that I've obviously been to when I was a baby? But I mean, I'm here for it. I'm ready to see it play out. Mel has her own drama going on. She's angry and punching people like she ain't got no damn sense.
This is not a witch hunt. It's a reckoning.
Seems like your mom's one of the reckoning.
But I'm not mad at her. That boy should not have been talking about her mama like that. It just shouldn't have happened. Like, rude, okay? Like, what did you expect? You thought it was gonna be Gucci? I don't know. Macy meets the sisters. She barely sticks her hand in the door, and then suddenly you see like this lightning just go off. Whatever. Love these sound effects. Cherish these sound effects. Okay.
Hi, I'm Macy Vaughn. I think I'm your sister.
Boom. Powers activated. Macy shows her little baby photo. So there's Maggie. She's like, oh my god, like, yes, this is our house. This is you with our mother. And then there's Mel. She's still angry. She was punching people earlier. She's not punching anymore, but she got a lot of shit to talk. Like, who are you? What do you want? We don't have any money. You're not about to get paid. And Macy's just like, I didn't even come here for this. And she was out. She's not with none of that mess, which I appreciated. Like, let her know you was just trying to see your little sisters. Oh, just as a precursor, right now, I'm going to go through all of the sisters' power awakenings. I have bones to pick with each one of them. Not each as severe as the other, but bones to pick with each nonetheless. After this mishap, Macy, she gotta go hit up the bar with her boyfriend. You know, because she needed a drink. She needed to calm down, let me relax, calm my nerves. And he's sitting there and he's trying to convince her to give her sisters another chance. And then suddenly she finally gets angry and she's just like,
Enough, okay?
now, what messes with me here, her response is,
I'm so sorry. I'm drunk and clumsy. I should go.
clumsy? Clumsy? Now, in her defense, I've seen one other girl that has experienced Macy's struggle. Let's just say, that girl was about to get real clumsy. Can you imagine if this were a valid excuse that you could put into practical application in everyday life? Oh gosh, excuse me, I'm just so f***ing clumsy. Or, he really does love me, you guys. He's just clumsy. So, when it came to Macy's power introduction, I didn't have many issues with it whatsoever. I mean, aside from the fact that she could probably use a dictionary to better define the word clumsy. Either way, what I did notice and miss was the fact that she didn't squint her eyes or wave her hand to move the beer bottle and smash it against the wall. And you see later when she is deflecting an icicle that's thrown at her by Mr. Freeze, she just looks at it and it goes in the opposite direction, which is fine. And here's why I think so. In the original, Prue had the power of telekinesis. In the beginning, she used her eyes and squinted them to show that she was activating her powers. Or she would use her hand later within the first season, and I loved it. It was everything that I needed. However, what makes this okay, why Macy's powers are okay without squinting her eyes or using her hands to activate her abilities, is because this is telekinesis. This is an ability that is of the mind. This is of the brain. So really, she just looks at something and she thinks it and it should be moving. So I can justify the fact that I'm not seeing any squinting or waving of the hands on the basis of that. I still miss it, but it makes sense. Hopefully later, she's like, I have enough. And she just starts, I'd be here for it. Moving on to Maggie's power awakening, when she visits the sorority, she shakes hands with her peers and she's hearing their thoughts.
Maggie! Didn't she used to work in the dining hall?
Her mom just died. I should be nice.
I have to go. Maggie? Are you okay?
We may have to get rid of her.
This is telepathic stuff. She's hearing literal thoughts. It's not like she's just getting like this vibe, like, hey, you're feeling sad. It's something entirely different. She's a telepath. That's what this is. Later, as the girls come home from vanquishing Maggie's demon boyfriend, they're showing Macy home videos, and Maggie touches Macy's arm.
Oh no, you were really lonely growing up. I'm sorry I read your thoughts.
I'm sorry, what's your thoughts?
No. This is the first instance in which they are displaying her powers, and she expresses, oh, I'm reading minds. This is the first time that we, as the audience, do not get to experience the voices coming through that tell us she is reading a mind. That's not what happens. She just touches Macy's arm and she says, oh, you were really lonely when you were young. She senses her feeling. She wasn't reading minds in this moment. That's empathy. Harry refers to this as an innate sensitivity. It's like, okay, well, I'm innately sensitive. I might cry about something, but I can read minds? This girl's innately sensitive. Move around. No. So my bone to pick here would be like, okay, is it empathy or telepathy? What are we really doing here? It's just so vague. I don't appreciate it. Okay, what power does she have? It's the pilot. Just let us know. Let me know what you think. Are you bothered by the fact that this isn't just distinct? Like you don't know whether or not it's empathy or telepathy? Or just let me know if you even noticed at all. If I'm just being a bitch, let me know. Finally, Mel's power awakening. So we notice her in the coffee shop with her girlfriend, and I would like you to pay special note to the fact that this girl is pressed, and there's an issue. Nico is about to get it, and not in the good way. Okay, take a look.
I still care about you. Then dumping me after my mom died was an interesting choice. Oh my god, what is happening?
Mel has an attitude. She's clearly upset. Suddenly, her powers go off. This guy's about to spill some coffee, and she reaches up to close the coffee lid. Everything's frozen. This could count as a moment in which she's using her hand to activate her abilities, but she just reached up to close something. Then, after she takes a seat, we see that her powers are activating on and off without using her hands at all. No hand movement, powers are activated. Moving on, the girls have been abducted and they are now in the attic. Mel, in trying to use her powers, is flailing about, looking like she's having some type of a seizure. And we're all just thinking, why is this the case? She says, I'm trying to freeze time. Okay, the first instance in which you were trying to use your abilities, you weren't flailing anything. You were just sitting there trying to figure out what was happening. Like, so why would you think now that throwing your arms about was going to cause time to freeze? Let me know. She's confused. Then her girlfriend pays a visit to the house.
What are you doing here? I was worried. You were just so angry.
You were just so angry. You were just so angry.
Are you really okay? I wanted to be there for you, but the anger just got in the way. Exactly. The anger got in the way.
The anger got in the way.
Her powers are activated. No hand movements whatsoever, just on and off, her powers are working. Moving on to the fourth instance in which we see her use her abilities. They are now about to vanquish Elsa, and when she throws this icicle, here's Mel, she puts her little hand up and she freezes this icicle in time. Was she calm in this moment? Was she angry in this moment? She's frightened. She's about to be impaled by an icicle. Okay? But her powers are working. And not just by thinking about it, not just by sitting there and just thinking, why is this happening? Nope. She puts up her hand to activate her abilities. How are her powers used though? Which is it? Are you going to be angry and no hands? Or there's no hands, she needs to be calm? Or are you going to be frightened with hands? How did the powers work? How are they activated? I want to know.
There is a reasonable explanation.
It works when I am not angry.
When I am not angry.
It just happens when you're not angry. You can experience any emotion whatsoever and it's fine. If that's what it is, let us know. It's cool. I won't hate. But right now, this power is just too ambiguous for my taste. Nothing has been clear. And that's the biggest bone that I've had to pick with their power awakenings. Also, I could be nitpicking, being a bitch, and hating. Let me know. Moving on, I didn't think that I was going to have any issues with Harry's introduction to his abilities. Now, we see Mel being abducted outside the coffee shop, and then we're brought to all three of the girls have been abducted in the attic. So why suddenly is Harry saying, I'll see you girls later? Boom, he orbs out, and he's like, I just did that to show you the effect. What do you mean just to show us the effect? How did you get the girls into the attic? Like, what method did you use? Did you not orb them? Did you use chloroform to drug them, pull them into a van in broad daylight, and then manage to drag each one of them from the van into the attic and then tie them up?
Just wanted to show you the effect. They prefer I get around like a regular person now to blend in
oh, they like me to get around like a regular person.
It all makes sense.
Also, why is Harry randomly waving his hands and then suddenly these ropes go away? They're no longer tied up, right? These girls are now free. Okay, so does he have like magical roping / unroping abilities, which could be kind of cool in the magic world, of course, for no other reasons. But is that one of his abilities? Do all white lighters get to do this? Also, when he does show his like orbing abilities, why are we even calling this orbing at this point? There are no orbs. Granted, like you turn into a ball, okay? But this looks more like an amalgamation of rubber bands to create a bouncy ball. That's what this looks like. This doesn't look like an orb. This looks like, it almost looks like Play-Doh that had like gone through a sandbox, a children's sandbox. This is not orbing. This is dirty, silly putty. Like, what is happening? And the sound effects, like what? This is not okay. It's not okay.
There is a reasonable explanation.
But of course, again, I could be hating. Let me know. Let me know. Moving on, so Maggie ends up having a run-in with a demon dog on her way to visit Lucy.
Mel! Where are you? A freaking demon dog is trying to eat my hair extensions!
The girls, they do some reconnaissance and they figure out what's going on. So Maggie gets abducted. Another abduction, by the way, on the porch while she goes out for some air because Mel blames her for her mom's death. So she's like, let me go breathe something. So she gets abducted and is brought to a sorority party. Her sisters are looking for her. Speaking of, can we just check out the scene where Macy and Mel are searching for Maggie?
Maggie! Maggie!
Macy is out here worried, desperately searching for her dog.
Maggie! Maggie!
Fast forward to this party. This 12-year-old boy is really laying it on thick and fast with Maggie. They've been dating for a while and she's trying to take a break. Now he sees her at this party and she's like, oh, just know that I think you're perfect. Can I kiss you right now? This just sounds so desperate, and not that I am unfamiliar with desperation, but honestly, this moment to have been attacked by her possessed boyfriend, this is her fault. She should have known. It was less than 30 seconds. He's calling her beautiful and everything perfect. Can I kiss you? Like, girl, like, what's wrong with you? Get out of here. Tell the boy move around. I also quickly want to say that it was really interesting that Macy comes to save the day when Maggie is attacked by her demon boyfriend, because she decides to save the day with science. So, I mean, this show is really taking a different turn in terms of vanquishing the demons. But I mean, like, go her. I kind of dig it. I like it. Also, this boy better be prepared for the most epic headache of a lifetime, because if there were ever a moment in which one were about to have an adult version of shaken baby syndrome, this is it. We're moving forward to the Vanquish with the Demon.
According to the Book of Shadows, his demon name is Tedious. He's an upper-level demon who's lived for centuries, feeding off of strong women, draining their strength.
Okay, great. This is everything awesome. I was a little disappointed when it came to the Vanquish because it didn't rhyme. And I mean, granted, like, many could find that to be very campy, like the rhyming within the original series of the show, but that's something that I always loved so much. I mean, there's some that I might have memorized because I've seen the episodes that many times. I mean, I really don't. Either way, I mean, I could get used to it, maybe. We'll see. The glowing hand, it kind of fulfills this want that I had, this desire that I had for the previous version of the show in terms of showiness of these abilities. So these are the most powerful trio of witches. So if this is the case, we should be able to like see these abilities, which is something that looks very powerful. It's something that I always craved and desired for the original, and I'm here for it. They're trying, and I like it. This demon, however, gets absolutely no play from me. Here's this ice demon that apparently feeds off of the strength of strong women to survive. Where's the correlation? Ice, strength of women. I don't understand. Like, what is happening? Where's the correlation between ice and the strong power of women? Like, I'm here for it. Like, if there were a demon that's just like, oh my god, he's feeding off the strong energy and essence of women, that's how he gains his power and thrives. Awesome, amazing, everything cool. But then why ice? Why ice? Like, why is Jack Frost sitting here killing off these women to survive? I didn't know that this was what Jack Frost did. I didn't know that was his MO. I'm honestly curious. Let me know what you think. The girls get home, and it seems that they have invited Macy to come and stay with them, which I am pleased about, but it seemed a little fast. However, I thought that it still worked. They learned that was their sister. They had another room. We just went through this crazy experience for the first time, and it's so original, so crazy. You want to come stay with us? Like, we could do this. So it made sense to me. It happened quickly, but it made sense. Let me know what you thought. Either way, when they do get home, Mel comes out and she's like, I found the Ouija board. Okay, we didn't know that you were looking for that, but cool. I mean, get it out. And when they do, they're looking to contact their mother, and they're told, don't trust Harry, which I am on board with. This makes all the sense to me because the serial killer vibes. This dude abducted them, brought them home, tied them up to chairs. That's not what we do. Okay, we don't do that to people. We don't chloroform them, drag them up the stairs in the house, because clearly, he even says himself, like, oh, I wish I could have sent a group text, but, I'm sorry, but what? Like, why didn't you send the group text? That sounds like a much better alternative to what you just did. In conclusion, the way that Mom died was super suspect. If Olaf had nothing to do with it, why was it super cold in the house? And if he didn't kill her, why did she look frozen? Questions that need answers. Macy's love interest, it's a flop for me. It's not working. Maybe later throughout the season, some things will happen. We'll see. Macy's power introduction was straight to the point. However, she would do well to reference a dictionary in regard to the use of the word clumsy. Maggie's power introduction was clunky. She's technically a telepath, but apparently she has some like empathic abilities shown later. Harry tries to save face with saying that she has an innate sensitivity. Then Mel's power introduction, we don't know how her powers are activated, what emotions she's supposed to be feeling, which is important because in the original series, the sisters' powers were tied to their emotions. So if this is the case, what emotion is she supposed to be feeling when her powers are activated? Does she have to use her hands or not? This is what's not working for me, and I'm gonna need some help getting through it. And Harry is out here telling lies, saying that he can orb. Like, let's keep it real. There's one orb. Oof. Tell me what you think, okay? The villains that have been featured thus far are the Demon Dog, Brian, and Killer Frost, which isn't too impressive considering this is the pilot episode and it's setting the tone for the rest of the show. The overuse of CGI in regard to the villains kind of makes it difficult for me to take them seriously, so hopefully they give me life by bringing in some makeup artists later in the season to vamp up the realness of the villainous characters. Believe it or not, I'm really happy that the show has been rebooted, and I'm really excited to see what they have coming up for us next, because I have a great deal of faith that it's going to be really cool. I want the show to do well. What do you guys think? Am I being overly technical with the emergence of their powers / introduction of their powers? Is there anything in particular that you liked about my video? Is there any other show that you would like me to review or react to? What's your social security number? If you liked my video, please share it, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Don't make me get clumsy. Don't make me get clumsy.